Hello everyone, this is Property Insider. We take a look at real estate within New York City from under $2,000 a month apartments to celebrity homes. So if you're interested, consider subscribing to see more videos coming. So today we are looking at a penthouse in the East Village with a skylight and a roof deck for $1,800. This is a studio with a separate kitchen and a second floor that consists of the roof deck. This apartment is located on the 4th floor of 122 East 7th Street. So I originally saw this listing on Facebook Marketplace. They're quite popular for rentals now in New York. So here's the listing, 122 East 7th, unfurnished 1-year lease, no broker's fees, walk up, beautiful studio with skylight, hardwood flooring, private rooftop. It's also dog and cat friendly, and it was listed about a week ago, which is when I went to see this listing in person. So let's go through these photos here together. These photos aren't the best, but they do give you an idea of what the property's like. So here's the first one. This is the main room looking out over East 7th Street. Pretty spacious room with a lot of good light. You are on the 4th floor and you have a skylight, so that definitely helps. So this is the second photo, which is a reverse view of the front door and the staircase. And then here is the skylight. So these are really rare in New York, especially for this price point. Skylights really add another dimension to the apartment in terms of natural light, which makes a massive difference in the atmosphere of the room. You can also see there are windows on either side of this little alcove facing out onto the roof deck. You'll see in a sec. And then the door here, which is at the top of the staircase, which goes out to the deck. So this is part of the roof deck. Just for reference, in the post it says private roof deck. I'd say this isn't completely true because the roof deck is actually broken up into quarters. So 4 apartments have access to it. However, each apartment has its own little section. So this is the section belonging to one of the apartments. As you can see, it looks pretty cute. It has a table, 4 chairs. It's a good amount of space and it overlooks the street. Honestly, a really good view. You can't tell from this picture, but as I went to the top of it, I saw a great view. You can see the Empire State Building. There's a lot of room up there, actually. As I said, you do share it with 3 other units, but it is pretty roomy, and there was no one up there when I went there, so I can imagine it is probably pretty private feeling because people aren't usually up there at the same time. So this is the bathroom. Honestly, not a lot to say about this. It's just your standard New York City bathroom with a tub, a toilet, a sink, and then a medicine cabinet, and then under sink storage. And then around the corner is the kitchen. Again, pretty plain, pretty standard, and it is sectioned off from the rest of the living space, as you'll see in a sec. So it does kind of feel like its own separate space in itself. So lastly, here is one more photo of the roof deck. So these 2 sides are 2 separate units. We saw these windows earlier in the skylight pic. So let's take a quick look at my photos, which in my opinion are a bit better than the photos on the listing. So here is the exterior of the building. It's just a classic walk-up exterior. It looks like pretty much many of the walk-ups in the East Village and in the Village. Pretty building, nothing below it, some empty storefronts. So here's the kitchen, very plain, mini fridge, not a lot to say about the kitchen, but you do have some good storage space up here. And then here is the bathroom. Not a lot of work done, honestly, just kind of a standard New York City bathroom, not a lot to say here. So here's when we get into the nice part of the apartment. So you can see here that this living space is kind of right around the corner from the kitchen. And this spiral staircase really does add a lot of character to this apartment. It makes it seem a lot loftier, a lot more spacious, almost seems as if there's a second floor up here, which unfortunately there isn't. And this skylight really does let in a lot of light. Having, how many windows are up here? Maybe 6 windows and a skylight really adds a lot more of light into the room. It is really remarkable in that respect. A lot of great light here. So here is a photo of the roof deck. As you can see, this is the unit across from it, and they have set up their own little patio over here. A very spacious roof. It is the entire surface area of the building, so it is pretty big, and everyone kind of has their own little corners. People have set up chairs. That's kind of sad looking, but here, this is the unit we're looking at to the right here, and then this is the neighboring unit, which is also for rent. Not as nice, but also for rent. And then they've kind of set up some patio furniture here. So this is some of the view overlooking East 7th Street, facing north, but it is a really nice view. You can see the nice, pretty colored buildings. It is a pretty nice view. You do have to be careful here because it does have a sharp cutoff. And there's actually Tompkins Square over there. You can see Tompkins Square. But yeah, I mean, as long as you're careful, it's fine. So this is the unit. As you can see, these are all the windows we saw before. The door leading out onto the roof deck. So this is the view from the top of the stairs. As you can see, it's a pretty steep drop. It is a really unique unit in having this duplex aspect without a second floor, really. View from that indoor area. This is from the windows facing the rest of the unit. So now we're just going to take a quick look at a video that I took of the unit, it might give you a better idea of where everything is in relation to each other. So starting in the bathroom, pretty simple bathroom, again, not much to say. Going into the kitchen space, very simple kitchen, not a lot to say there. Not really room for much in here. And then going into the living space, which is quite pretty. It is a really nice living space. The only downside is I don't see any closets here, but you do get a really good view and a lot of great natural lighting. You overlook East 7th Street here, a lot of great coffee shops, people nearby. East 7th Street really is a great street. I was living here for a few years ago, and it is a nice street. So yeah, again, overlooking East 7th, it is really nice. And then coming back over here, the staircase, it is a little precarious to climb up. That's not really a bad thing. You just have to be careful. I think the real estate agent said just don't do it while you're drunk, which is fair enough. Again, you can see all the light that the skylight lets in here. And so now we're going to take a quick look at this video of the roof deck. So this is the unit here, the entrance out to the deck, and this is the little area between two of the units. Oh, there is a fence here. Again, the view which you saw in the pictures, and this is facing the rest of the deck. As you can see, each apartment kind of has their own little area. So yeah, there's not a lot to say about that. It is a nice space. It's nice to have an outdoor space to come out to, especially for $1,800. It is pretty remarkable. You can see the Empire State Building off there in the distance. That is what you get for $1,800 in the East Village. Let's quickly run over. I also found the listing here on Street Easy, and the pictures were equally as bad. But I'm just going to quickly run over the location. So as I said, it's located at 122 East 7th Street, right in the heart of the East Village. You have all the great bars nearby. East 7th Street, I think, is honestly great for bars, restaurants, and then you have St. Mark's one block over. In terms of transportation, you have the F train at 2nd Avenue. That's 0.31 miles away. So that's maybe about a 10-minute walk. And then the L train at 1st Avenue, 0.35 miles away. 6th train at Astor Place, 0.44 miles away. Honestly, not bad for any of these. Again, you're in the East Village, so trains aren't the best, but that's kind of the price you pay for the East Village, so that's why it's slightly cheaper than the rest of the village. And then lastly, here is the floor plan, which I found on the Street Easy listing. Pretty simple: spiral staircase, room, bathroom, kitchen. So anyway, that is it for this video. What do you guys think of this apartment? Is it worth the $1,800? Would you rent this? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye guys.